Hey, in this video, we're going to be talking about setting upfront expectations, how it's going to help you in your business and how it's going to help you in your personal relationships.
I got a $1 billion mindset.
So, setting upfront expectations is pretty simple. It's something that a lot of people don't do, but we're going to talk about it right now. What I want you to think is when you have a conversation with somebody, you want to let them know what the expectations, or at least your expectations of how the conversation will go. Start to set upfront expectations, or even better, we call them sometimes upfront contracts. For example, let's say I'm sitting with a prospect and I want to sell them a product. I'm going to set the upfront expectation with them of, listen, as we sit down, I'm going to say, hi, Mr. Jones. He'll say, hi. Say, listen, I only have about 10 minutes to spend with you. And I noticed that you were looking at some of the products online. You were interested in getting some information. But before we begin, I just want to know, are there any other decision makers that you need to sit down and talk to before we have a conversation? He might say yes or no. Awesome. We're going to start to get some objections out of the way. And then I'm going to ask him as well, okay, and listen, if we're able to come together on an agreement on price and shipping and terms and things of that nature, is there any reason why you wouldn't feel comfortable giving me an answer, whether it be yes or no today? Either way, I'll be perfectly fine, but I just can't deal with maybes. So if the product's not for you, would you feel comfortable giving me a no? And vice versa, if the product is for you, would you be able to give me a yes today at the end of this conversation? I want to set that level of expectation so it's very clear. I know that we're sitting at a table talking about sales. I know that I have a product to sell you. I know that you may or may not want to buy the product, and I just want to be very clear and transparent about my intention to answer your questions and to get an answer back from you that you're either going to be moving forward today or you won't be moving forward today. Oftentimes, a lot of salespeople are afraid to have this kind of upfront and transparent conversation, feeling that they need to manipulate and maneuver and sneak in the close. I like to get it out of the way on the front end. I like to let them know, do you think I'm going to try and sell you something? Well, awesome, I am, because to me, selling is sharing. So I'm more than happy. I'm going to try and share this product with you because I truly believe it can help you in your situation. But first, let me get to know you a little bit more to truly make sure that my conviction is coming from the right place and that this is going to serve you. Another place upfront contracts serve us really well is in personal relationships. See, we want to be able to set the upfront expectation on this is what I'm looking for out of this relationship that you and I might be building. It might be a friendship, it might be an intimate relationship, it might be the very first date. For example, the very first time I sat down with one of my girlfriends, when I say one of my girlfriends, let's be clear, I'm talking about an ex. I'm not talking about having multiple girlfriends. When I sat down with her, the first conversation that we had, I told her that, look, my intention is to get to know you some more. I don't know why it is that you're on my mind, but you are. And ultimately, what I'm looking for is to develop a deeper relationship with somebody. Now, I'm pretty busy, as you are as well. And whenever I do have free time, I want to spend it with you. But I have to have upfront communication. I've got to have clear communication, and it's got to be honest. So if that's going to be a problem for you, if that's going to be an issue for you, then we probably shouldn't have date number two. And she was in full agreement. And you might think, wow, you said all that on the first date. I did. Because look, if you think that by saying something like that is going to ruin the relationship, it's going to scare them off, I can guarantee you, if it's truly in your heart how you felt, if you're sharing what you really feel, that's going to come up eventually regardless. And ultimately, that relationship was doomed to fail from the start. I want to save both of us time because I don't want to waste your time and I really don't want to waste my time. So when you learn to set upfront expectations, you're actually doing a person a service. You're saying, I respect you enough that I'm believing you're capable of handling a more mature conversation. I also believe that I don't want to manipulate you. And I also believe that your time is extremely valuable and I want to protect it, even if maybe you don't. So if this is making sense to you and you think this is going to be helpful, I want you to go ahead and click the subscribe button, click the like button, and leave a comment below on what stood out to you the most. Start setting upfront expectations and upfront contracts in all of your conversations and watch how people, the right people, start to come into your life and the wrong people will begin to naturally filter themselves out.